Hey guys, Dave Boyce here from Hit the Road. It's been a while since I've done one, but special one. And it took Kris Hicks to collapse his lung to be on the show. That's how much he sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the hospital in St. John, New Brunswick, Hicks. Hello, sir.
How's it going?
I know. How's it going for you?
A little deflated.
Yeah. You today, correct, or last night? Last night.
Late last night, I actually had to fast for pretty well 48 hours waiting for surgery.
Wow. All right, before we get to all that and how you're feeling, let's go back to last Saturday night. We were in Tricia. You
Yep.
were in a mixed tag match. It was you and Miss Gia taking on Miles and Julian Young. At what point in the match did you feel or did you think, uh-oh, there's something wrong?
I'd have to go back and watch the match from the beginning, but I think it was somewhere along the lines of Maddie hit a crossbody on Gia and I, and it was somewhere around there. And from that point there, I ended up taking about 8 or 9 bumps towards the end of the match, and it was 99% of me knew it was a collapsed lung, but there was 1% hoping it was just a pulled muscle or something.
And
And
you know it feels because a year ago and a
a
few
year
days,
and 2 weeks,
uh,
October 1st to October 14th.
that was the first time you're. So
Yeah.
for those who don't know what that means, explain what a collapsed lung is.
Basically, you get where air escapes, it fills your chest cavity, and slowly, basically, the pressure collapses your lungs.
Right.
So you get like uh, breathe, and basically it's you feel like you're gonna die.
Right. And
Like,
so
so,
in the match, that's what you started to feel. You couldn't
yeah,
breathe.
yeah, it wasn't as bad as the first one.
Okay.
It still ended up being a fully collapsed lung, but I was the first time that I didn't know what was going on, and I kind of panicked. The second time, I was able to kind of do my best to maintain my composure and make it through. And well, so I finished the match, and then as soon as I broke through the curtain, I was getting guys to help me take my gear off and take me to the hospital. And then I like jumped in front of about 5 people in triage at the Truro hospital because I didn't want to friggin' sit there and pass out or something.
Point in the match where you thought, okay, I'm just gonna stop, or like why do you continue the match?
It's just I don't know.
Did you
I
let
like to
anybody did you let Gia or anybody in the match know that I might
nobody
be in trouble?
nobody knew.
Nobody.
By the time that they all got back, I was already gone to the hospital.
Right, because I went out after Madison and them left. I didn't even see you leave, so I thought you were still out on the floor of the arena, just kind of crawling around. And I was like, "Where's Kris?" I didn't even see you leave.
Yeah.
So
No, I just as soon as it was done, I raised my chest and just walked out back. Got someone to Hogan to drive me to the hospital, which is probably one of the dumbest reasons things to do because he took about 14 dead end streets. At
yes,
one point, I just
I
looked. I said, "If I die, I blame you."
I I've drove with Hogan. I understand completely.
He's a good
um,
guy.
so you get to the hospital. I'm guessing you're not fully dressed because you had just wrestled. So did you get dressed? Did you just go to the hospital shirtless?
Uh, I,
So here you come into the Truro Hospital.
armor's tan and all, jeans, looking like a
Yep,
real redneck.
and you tell them my lung collapsed.
I,
How do you know? Are you crazy?
well, just I didn't really give her a chance to say anything. I jumped in. I said, "Look, I'm sorry. I don't mean, but I've had a collapsed lung before. I'm having the same symptoms. I need a chest X-ray. Please take me now."
Right.
And I said, my name's Kris Hicks, and they knew who I was.
Of course.
No, I'm just kidding.
And they're like, paging, he sucks. Don't take him in.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't at that point.
So walk us through it. What do they do to? I've all seen the picture of you all, with all the things all on you, and
Yeah.
um,
Well, they check your heart and everything else and blah blah blah. Anyways, like they take on a normal X-ray, they can see like how your lungs are. So like, I mean, when you do a chest X-ray, for anybody who hasn't done it, they make you take a big deep breath in, which sucks when your lungs collapse. And then like you got to take pictures and stuff like that, and then basically you can see. So, lung is basically, it's kind of hard to explain the size of it, but it's a good part of your rib cage.
right.
Like if you look at yourself, I mean everybody's different, obviously, but mine was basically balled up like the size of my fist, like it had shrunk completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
whereabouts exactly?
so once they establish that's what it is, they said you're going to have surgery. I don't believe you had. Did you have surgery the first time? Okay.
well,
So
just
why?
like I mean, the same story is going to be the same for the last one, but the second story is a little more in depth.
Okay.
But we'll just, everything that I'll tell you in Truro kind of basically happened. Actually, no, they're two completely different stories. So, but anyways, we'll get onto that.
Okay.
Once they've established that it's a collapsed lung, they cut a hole in between your ribs, and then they basically shove something inside your chest cavity to kind of clear the waste, and they put like a hose that's got like a one-way check valve, so it lets air out but not in. So it lets, yeah, and then once it lets the air out, it helps your lung to re-expand.
Okay.
So anyways, usually they'll give you some type of drug or something. The very first time my lung collapsed, they put me on fentanyl, and I really didn't like how I felt on it. I was like having weird hallucinating of Cowboy Mike Hughes and Brody Steele for some reason. It was weird. I think I even told him about it. I know I told Brody Steele, but anyways, I don't know. It was just them saying "suck it up, you wimp" and all that. Anyways, that was just kind of funny, and I still laugh about it when I think about it. Of all the people that I hallucinated about, it's them. But anyways, I didn't know how I felt on it, and it
Right.
took me a while to come out of it, and it was just, yeah, I'm not good with stuff like that. So
So why? So they decided this time you needed surgery.
yeah, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
It's kind of a long story,
Oh
but
yeah.
so
Hey, please.
they began at Truro. They put an IV in me, and they were getting ready to inject me with stuff.
Right.
And I said, please don't put me on fentanyl. Like, that's what I got right now. I said, I really don't like how that feels. And they're like, oh, well, what do you want us to do? I said, just freeze me. I'll suck it up. So they froze me as well as they can, but the freezing only goes so far. So, I mean, once basically they pierce the chest cavity, I feel everything. So, I mean, like, and it's exactly how you would imagine what being stabbed in the chest feels like. It's not pleasant at all.
Right.
But I cringed my teeth. I bared it. I was in and out of the hospital then in about 3.5 hours, which wasn't too bad. So, and like some of the boys and that came and visited me, and well, they had to bring me back to my car, and then I drove home back to St. John.
You drove by yourself.
Well, I drove with Dick Durning and Paige.
Okay.
Yeah. So, or Miss Tia.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah. Very
Before you continue, at what point in Truro did you call your wife? My lung collapsed again.
I waited until I knew for sure.
Right.
Well, she got kind of upset because I didn't call her right away, but also didn't want to worry her. Like I was severely hoping for just a pulled muscle and it'll be fine. And I'm surprised. Like, I mean, just the whole experience screwed me up emotionally, like mentally.
Right.
Like I developed a very bad anxiety. I almost
I remember.
hung out my boots after the first. Thankfully, I didn't. I mean, it's as in my career's kind of blossomed over the last couple of years, and I wanted to continue that. And
Right.
fortunately, I'm gonna have to have another hurdle to jump across, but
Yeah.
that's another game, I guess.
So now you're in the St. John Hospital. When did they tell you that you needed surgery? Was it the first day
Well,
in the hospital, or?
so what they did was, because I wasn't from Truro, I was from St. John. They and I asked them, like, is there any way that I can go home tonight and then do this in St. John? Because I mean, I had to drive people back to St. John, and I mean, my wife and my kids are there. My wife needs her car. Um,
So you're worried about
so,
other people, of course.
anyways, they just say basically made an appointment, but not essentially an appointment with the emergency doctor at the regional. So, anyways, I had to go there. I had to wait about an hour or so. But anyways, I got in. It was Dr. Greer. Anyways, I don't know. I suppose the doctors' names don't really matter that much.
Right.
Actually, on one note, I did sell the doctor that put the chest tube in a T-shirt.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's
That's the
pretty
most
cool.
important thing, right?
Exactly. I already knew I was screwed for money at this point. But anyways, so they did another chest X-ray when I got there, and my lung completely collapsed again.
Oh,
So, anyways, they continued with that chest tube, but they put me under suction. So basically, instead of just having to let air out, it like kind of sucks out some of the air to kind of help it, and it slowly helped it expand over a couple days. But I was given the option to wait it out probably a week, and then or have the surgery. So I mean, and basically what the surgery was is they cut out the hole and they stapled the lung shut. Anyways, they do it through like 3 small incisions. They take a camera and they find it, and then also what they do is it's called a pleurectomy. I guess your chest lining is called a pleura.
mm-hmm.
Anyways, and they peel that. So basically, it's like a bloody, sticky surface, so that in the event of a collapse, that might actually help it from being a full collapse, like because
Okay.
it'll stick to it
Right.
and plug the hole. So instead of having like a complete collapsed lung, I might only have I can't remember the different stages, but anyways, it would just be like a semi-collapsed lung. You know what I mean?
Right.
But having the surgery here, um, when you first have a collapsed lung, there's a 30% chance that it'll collapse again.
Okay.
After the second one, it's a 50% chance. So having the surgery, it puts my chances down to 5-10%
Okay.
of having another lung. So I mean, as much as like I'm deathly afraid of going under the knife. I mean, I've had to have surgery on my wrist, my elbow, and now my lung, and this is kind of a major
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's not like open heart surgery, but it is a major surgery.
Is there anything that you can do other than wrestling, of course, prevent it from collapsing again? Like, is there anything that they tell you shouldn't do? Like, where's your lungs? Like smoking is that any effect in a collapsed lung?
Smoking is a big factor in that,
Okay,
and I'm happy to say that I'm done.
you're done.
And I mean, as I try not to be open about smoking at shows, but I do. I was a smoker. I was a heavy smoker, and I mean, to be honest, it surprised me that I have the win that I do as a smoker because I don't shut up. And but anyways, yeah, I'm done smoking now. I haven't smoked since the lung
Right.
collapse on Saturday, and I can't go through this, and it's almost as if I got to pick between my wrestling career and smoking, and I'm not giving up wrestling, so
So this is official. You're not giving up your wrestling career.
well, it's not goodbye. It's just at this point now, it's more we'll see you later.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll basically take a back seat for the next little bit. I'll heal up, start training, get my win back, and finally beat Maddie.
Just blame her, please.
It might have been her chops. She chops harder than most guys do. So,
How much longer are you in the hospital to like for recovery and whatnot?
well, assuming that there's no complications, about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
So, with the surgery, there's a number of different complications that can happen, excessive bleeding and all that. But I think for the most part, I'm good. But like, I might have a bit of a leak still in the lung.
Okay.
So, like, right now, I'm hooked up to this machine. I can't really see if you can see it or not, but you can see
Yeah.
I got blood going up through the hoses, and that's all coming out of my chest cavity.
Okay.
But anyways, that's also under suction, and that's helping keep my lung inflated and all that. And so I have to like go for different chest X-rays and stuff like that to make sure I'm good.
Right.
So and then basically after 48 hours, they got to take some of the suction down, see how things progress, and then once they know for a couple days that it holds up without any suction, then basically they seal me up, and then I'll be able to go home.
Okay. Um, I spoke earlier about your wife. How are your kids dealing with it? I saw a picture of them in the bed with you yesterday.
They're a little worried. I mean, 'cause I had 2 out of 5 there, so my other 3 are still in Moncton.
Okay.
But my mother's actually gonna bring them down to see me, I think, Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, but I mean, my daughter just misses me. I mean, she's only 10 and a half months old. She doesn't know what's going on. She's
Right.
basically seen a bunch of tubes and hoses and likes to pull at them and pull at my nicotine patch and
Oh, you're on the
get
patch.
a, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but
While you're in the hospital, you've had some visitors. Talk to me a little bit about the support you're getting from the boys. I know Chip Chambers was in tonight to see you, I believe.
I
Yeah.
was in, Malcolm was in, Squishy was supposed to come in, but he is lazy and doesn't want to come see me. He might come see me tomorrow.
He's no selling you. My guy.
Dick Durning to come, but he got busy at work, so. And I can understand that because, I mean, my shoot job is I work 60, 70 hours a week on top of wrestling and everything else. So, I mean, this is kind of hit a little bit hard when just, and especially when you're as busy as I am and now you're stuck in a
Just
hospital bed.
you're driving. Are you like drove insane, just sitting there bored? I know you're on Facebook a lot, so you must be.
Yeah, but I don't think my Facebook's ever been busier.
Speaking of support, we wanted to do something, so we started a GoFundMe page 4 days ago. We raised I think right now currently it's almost $1,400. I know
Wow.
Mercenary Merch has designed a T-shirt with the broken pigeon. I believe all profits from that are going towards you. So I'll put the link to that to both on this video. But your thoughts on the support that you've been seeing and receiving the last few days?
To be honest, it just absolutely blows me away. I mean, as unmanly as it is, it almost brings a tear to my eye. I mean, you doing that, and I mean, just the support from the fans and all that, and I mean, it's just every night I go out there, it's 150%. Like I do everything I can to make sure that they think about Kris Hicks when they leave that night, even though I usually get beat by girls.
Well, the wedding show, I'm pretty sure everyone still remembers you in the dress.
Hey, I won that match. I was in a dress. I looked better in a dress than Emily did.
The selfie of the fan that took, it's classic. I loved it.
I thought I won at that point.
Fans are
I,
asking. Go ahead.
I thought it was very unjust that Emily did not help me put the dress on, but she helped Maddie put a dress on me afterwards.
Emily Parker.
Yeah,
She's
I
gonna.
was quite upset about that.
All right. Well, you'll have to once you get back into the
Where,
ring, you'll have
where's the
to.
equality? Where's the equality?
I don't know, Chris.
Pigeons.
Pigeons, right? Fans have been asking me if any of your merchandise will be at the. I know you won't be at the show tomorrow night in Moncton,
I
but
desperately wanted to be able to make it to the show to at least come out and you know, from the bottom of my lung, thank everybody. See what I did there?
yeah, well,
See?
you can do it here. But the point I was making was they were asking if your merch was going to be, even though you're not going to be there, is your merchandise because they want to support you that way as well, like maybe buy a T-shirt or.
Yeah. Well, I say my T-shirts are running out, but yeah, my merch is gonna be there because
Okay.
it got put on, like, because I left so quick, it got put on the ring truck. So, anyways, I'm just gonna ask, bring it, and they can feel free to do that.
Okay.
I mean,
Cool.
that would be much appreciated.
Yeah. Sure.
So, I mean,
Um,
any support is appreciated.
well, I hope you get better soon. I'm sure you will. You're a tough son of a bitch. Any closing message you want to give the fans or tell them that they suck or whatever you want to do?
At this point here, I'll save that for when I'm, back in the ring beating up, their heroes. But just from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate, like the support, like everything, whether it be emotionally, like financially, like through the GoFundMe, say if you get one of those pigeon shirts, whatever it is, like just it means the world to me and to my family. Because I mean, it's like you said in your video, it's say we're not making millions of dollars, right? So I mean, it means a lot, that you guys care enough about me, like I say to do that. So I mean, it just blows me away. I mean, that's all I can really say is that it's hit me hard. So thank you.
Well, best of luck on behalf of all the wrestling fans and the boys and girl Maddie. I'm sure she's reached out to you.
Yes,
uh,
yes, yeah,
yeah. Um,
yeah. She's proof of it on Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah,
Take
she
care.
tell
Go
me
ahead.
that I suck.
Of course you did.
I said jokes on you. I can't suck right now.
Yeah.
Although now I get to practice sucking.
Nice.
This is my physio. I got to do that like 10 times an hour.
Those will be at the merch table tomorrow night for $10.
Shit,
The
$10.
Chris,
We'll do
Chris,
rep.
listen, man. All the best. I'll be talking to you again, I'm sure. Get well soon. Get back to the ring so the fans can start screaming "You suck" again.
I can't
And
wait.
yeah,
Even louder.
all right, man. Well, take care, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thanks. Much
All right,
love.
guys. That
To all
was
my pigeons.
the link, guys, to the GoFundMe and the T-shirts at Mercenary will be at the end of this video. I'm Dave Boyce for Hit the Road. Thank you, Kris Hicks, for joining us, and we will see you at the next show or two. Probably a few shows from now, maybe.
Well, I definitely won't be making this one, but hopefully I'll be able to make appearances at the next few. Unfortunately, I won't be doing any in-ring competing
No.
at this point. So, but if you're lucky, I might get a song or two.
Yeah. Here, that's what. Maybe we can get a song as we close out here. Do you think you can give us a tune?
Don't say I suck. Kris Hicks doesn't suck. Your country idol Kris is the man. And if I had a lung, I'd have a better tongue, and I could sing over any band.
What a better way to end this. All right, man.